Good evening, everybody. It's the Road Line. Chilling for the night in Pennsylvania. Getting ready to go to a broker in the morning and pick up a load. And just thought I would make my next video on a couple of things. A lot of you guys have been following me, and I appreciate that. I hope you can hear me better. I have the windows up. Engine's not on. There's other trucks out here that are on. I have been told to get a microphone, and that is next on the list. So I'll probably be ordering one of those soon. Anyway, want to reach out to you all about a couple of different things that we had been talking about earlier. And there's two things I want to go over. And I had a really good friend of mine that made some good suggestions. His name is Ovi, and he was a driver for the company that I'm with now, and he has since went with someone else. But we've kept in contact, and he has a lot of really great tips. He's been driving over 30 years, so it's good to be able to know people that have been doing it for so long that you can ask questions and learn things from. So I want to discuss, a lot of us do night driving out here as owner-operators, and there are things that can happen to your mind when you are driving at night, as you well know, and obviously being tired. The human body just, in my opinion, is not made to be up past 12 o'clock at night. It's like 12 a.m. to like 5 a.m. Those are sacred hours to me, so I consider it a sacrifice when I have to drive between those hours, but sometimes you just have to do it. That's just the way the ball bounces. But anyway, Ovi sent some tips that I thought were pretty cool that I would share with you all, especially if you're new out here driving and it is your full-time job, obviously, and if you are an owner-operator and you own your own truck, these things are obviously very important. So his first tip was eat sunflower seeds. I like that idea. I love to chew gum, sugar-free gum, and I'm really big on gum chewing, sometimes 2 or 3 pieces at a time, so I can kind of see where the sunflower seeds come in handy. So definitely thinking about sunflower seeds or something like that that keeps your mind occupied, that your mouth has got to move. I guess I can say I understand sometimes now why people smoke cigarettes as much as they do. I mean, I don't condone it, of course, and I've never smoked in my life, but I can see why, because it just keeps you busy, especially when you're driving. His second one was keep the temperature on the cool side. I agree with that. When it gets warm, you get comfortable, your eyes start to get heavier. Putting the window down and having the wind, a little bit of air in your face, or coming through the truck, or having some cool air, I think that's definitely a great point. He said on his third point was listen to fast beat music and no slow rhythm music. I agree with that. I personally listen to a lot of YouTube things, R.C. Blake's, like I mentioned before. I'm always looking for some of his past sermons and different periscopes that he has out there, because right now they apply to my life. So I'm consistently looking for something where I can learn while I'm driving, and at nighttime you need to be able to concentrate obviously on the road, but you can learn while you're driving. The next one is if you get very tired, pull over and walk around, wash your face with cold water, stretch your arms and legs, get the blood flowing. I agree. If you can find somewhere safe to pull over just to get out and move your body, that to me is probably the best tip. I'm all for getting out and moving around as much as I can anyway, but those days when you got 680, 700 miles, you probably ain't gonna get out much unless it's that 30-minute break. So if you got an opportunity to pull over where it's safe, or you're lucky enough to have a bunch of rest stops on your way, do that. I think getting out and stretching and moving your legs and arms and stuff around is great. The next one, he said, get on the CB radio and create drama and play along. Back to my point about CB, there's enough drama on there. I heard some crazy stuff the other day when I stopped in some Dallas traffic, and I didn't want to play along with that drama. But I agree, if you can get on there and you got somebody next to you, whatever, and you can start a conversation and it's wholesome and you feel good about it, then I think it's great, because it's the next best thing to being on the phone. Just be careful when you're holding that thing. Use the 30-minute break for a power nap. Now, this is interesting. if it's in the middle of the night and I've got that 30 minutes, I can do a couple of different things. More than likely, I mean, I may sleep, but getting out and walking around somewhere safe if you can, you know, like at a truck stop, a Pilot or a Flying J, Love's or TA or something like that. They're very hard to park in the middle of the night, as most of you know. You just don't get in there after 5 o'clock unless somebody's literally pulling out. But if you can do benefit from 30 minutes, a nap in 30 minutes, that's great. Absolutely do it. Sometimes I have to take an hour. It's just, you know, you have that extra, you know, you got the whole 14 hours. If you can make the whole hour and you have that to slip in there, do it. Then he said, when it's to break it on, stop for coffee or breakfast, and how critical it is for falling asleep. I agree with that. If the sun's coming up and you can find coffee or anything like that, you got a couple hours to go. I make mine in the truck. You know, I'll make me bulletproof. I'll take some MCT oil and some butter, and I'll do 2 cups of hazelnut flavored coffee, and most of the time just the heat of that going in will drive me a little bit further. Plus MCT oils, they're great for energy. So if you guys haven't tried MCT oil yet in your coffee, then you're missing out. I have the flavorless. I also use the Vita Coconut, which is really good as well. And then he said, if everything else fails, pull over, go to sleep. Last resort, if your eyes are just literally starting to close together, it is time to pull over. Pull over, go to sleep somewhere. Your body is only capable of so much. I don't care how powerful you think your mind is. It is dangerous. It's not worth it. There's no load that's worth going down the road extremely tired. And look, all of us have been there, and all of us have experienced that extreme tiredness. Don't put yourself in that position. Don't be that guy. All you need to do is go out there and search for videos of trucks that have had accidents from drivers that are so sleepy. I mean, it's not worth your life, the load, or anything, or the money that you're going to make. It's just not. If you get that tired, you need to reevaluate yourself and be responsible and pull over. A lot of bad things can happen. I personally think it's between that 11 p.m. to 3 a.m. time. That's the ones I hate. I try not to even look at the clock if I can help it during those times. I despise running at those times. They're just awful, especially when it's raining and you're in the mountains somewhere, like on 80 or somewhere from between Ohio to Pennsylvania. I despise the whole way. I despise the whole way, or Ohio to New York, whichever one's with it. That straight across the east thing, that ain't my cup of tea right there. And I've been out there in the snow. And with the other night, I was headed from Ohio to Pennsylvania, and through Pennsylvania to New York, and I ran into snow squalls. Stuff I've only heard about. I experienced it. Felt like I was in Star Trek. I mean, it was insane. That was a little nerve-wracking, especially for me. Yeah, I'm new, sort of, you know. So didn't like that at all. Was very happy and thankful to God to get through that. So there's some ideas right there when it gets you get really tired at night. I mean, that's just what you need to use common sense. Whatever works for you, common sense is probably the best anyway. But when you get tired, you need to pull over. It's very, very important. Thanks, Ovi, for those tips. I appreciate those shout outs. Anything else you got, make sure you let me know. All right, next thing real quick. I'm at 8 minutes and 40 some seconds counting down. I don't want to keep it too long because I don't want to lose your attention. And I'm trying to make these videos better and better as time goes on and make them useful to you. So when you hear something, if you pick out one thing out of this video, then I've done my job. Food expenses, I want to talk about that just real quick. If you're following me on Instagram at The Road Lion, or here, The Road Lion, you'll see a lot of the pictures and stuff that I post. But once a week, it's going to be a Walmart stop for eggs, spinach, tuna, sardines, avocados, raw almonds, things like that. They're all whole natural foods. And I'm going to spend probably, I don't know, 60 bucks or less. 3 bags of spinach was like $6.75. Okay, but you go to a truck stop, see, and you're going to spend $7 or $8 on a salad, and you don't even know how fresh it is or how long it's been sitting there, or if the expiration date is what it is. So, you know, I know you guys out there love convenience, so do I. But I'm telling you right now, organizing your time, because you're basically driving for free. By the time you buy 3 meals a day at a truck stop, if you eat 3 meals a day, and just look at the prices in there. I mean, even the Subway, which I'm not a Subway fan, never have been. You know, it's fake food to me, but I mean, you go in there, and you're spending $8 or $9 on a wrap, right? I mean, why? I mean, that $8 or $9, that could have bought you a couple dozen eggs, a couple bags of spinach, some cucumbers and tomatoes, and that's a couple days of food right there. You know, a can of tuna, good tuna, you know, Starkist, you know, I mean, that's what, 80 cents a can. I mean, and that's great protein, and it doesn't have to be refrigerated. So, you guys, I mean, you got to start thinking. I mean, you're out there and you're working your butt off for this money. Driving is not easy. Everybody thinks, oh, I'm just going to sit here and drive behind the wheel and, you know, it's easy. It's not. You're spending your valuable time away from home and your family. Make every penny count. Bring as much home as you can when it comes to your money, especially owner-operators. And you all know, we do pretty good, right? But we're not, some of us aren't the greatest at organizing our expenses and spending our money. I'm guilty of it, okay? You get greedy because the more you get, the more you want to spend. So that's definitely easy. There's a truck going by me, sorry, pulling out. But that's definitely easy to get out of track. I mean, you're going to go out there and just want to make sure this guy doesn't take off my fender. Okay, and rest stop, and they're real tight. But anyway, sorry about that. You need to be able to make sure that you're spending your money wisely. And I mean, and plus, if you go in Pilot, and Love's is my favorite, you know, if you go in there and you get Platinum with Love's, I mean, all your refills are going to be free anyway, so you never have to pay for any coffee or any drink or any water. I'm not a fan of sodas, obviously, or any of the other crap, but I mean, you know, all that's going to be free, so you're going to be paying for it anyway, right? So why even take a chance on going in there and spending like $5 on a sandwich or $10 on a salad, or it was $4 for like 5 boiled eggs. Why? You can buy a dozen for $2. You can buy the little egg cooker. It's made by Dash, and you can boil 12 eggs in like 10 minutes. And I mean, there you go. Stick them in the fridge and you're good to go. I usually make 36 to 48 at a time. It's a bit excessive, but I like to have food on hand if you need it. Stuff like that. I mean, it's not hard to do. So be thinking about your money. You know, like I was telling you about water. You can take a gallon of water. I like to drink out of a gallon because I like to know I can finish a gallon a day. But you take that gallon, you go in there and you just fill it up right underneath their little water refill, and it's usually ice cold. You don't have to buy water. I mean, even if you bought a liter, what, they charge you $2 for like a liter of water. You're paying for the bottle. So, I mean, there's just a lot of ways that you guys, and this adds up. $2 here, $5 there, $8 there. I mean, think about it. Let's say $30. If you are lucky enough to eat 3 meals a day under $10, that's $30 a day. And if you drive 7 days a week, that's $210. Why? Why? You don't have to spend that much. But it's all your own preference. And I mean, if you want to spend that, obviously, I'm just trying to help you, you know, have tips or whatever to, you know, not have to spend all of your money that you're having to work that you probably going to have to put in the maintenance of your truck or fuel or something else. So that was my little bit about food expenses, and just a lot of different ways that I have found personally that have worked for me. And I will continue to do that and make it as simple and as easy as possible to maximize my benefits and my paycheck. You probably noticed my hat I got on. Make fat great again. I got that from Michael Rutherford at CMC last September, and I never realized how important fat was until I started doing the ketogenic diet. So if you haven't looked into keto yet, nutrient dense keto, I highly suggest, if you were driving a truck, well, anybody out there definitely lives normal regular life at home and stuff, but if you're driving a truck and you know how limited your time is as far as exercise and food and stuff, I highly recommend keto, mainly because it doesn't take much to fill you up, and sometimes you can go all day and eat like one meal. I mean, you know, my life story is waking up in the morning, drinking like 30 or 40 ounces of water, making my bulletproof coffee, and having like coconut oil, and then adding a little bit of pure butter in there, and having that coffee and sipping on that thing, you know, for, I don't know, probably 3 or 4 hours, and then having my first meal around 1 or 2 o'clock in the day, and that's if I have daytime runs, and then eating, and then eating something really light at the end of the day. These things have been great for me and my body. It took a while for it to adjust, but I truly believe that people have been avoiding fat, you know, since the 80s, because they heard all these horrible things about it and what it could do to your body when you don't realize it's what your body really needs. And that's why we're still sick today, because the American Standard Diet is so full of carbohydrates and sugar and everything else that it has literally killed us each and every day. I have a hard time convincing my parents of this. They kind of panic when I'm home and I'm eating, you know, some eggs and sausage with a chunk of butter. They're just kind of stare at me, you know. I'm going to be doing a physical when I go home, and I will definitely share those results, good or bad, with you all. January 10th was the first day I started all this, and eliminated, the biggest thing I eliminated, like I said, was I eliminated grains, and got rid of any kind of gluten, wheat, pasta, anything that is a grain is gone, period. Not even tempted. Sweet Tooth is completely gone. No Quest bars, no protein powders, nothing like that. So a lot of people ask me a lot of questions about that because they don't understand, because I used to be so big on supplements and everything, and so it's nice to like and look forward to real food, and not be afraid to eat something. I mean, like a while ago I had a whole avocado and some skinless boneless sardines and olive oil, and it's great. And then I had a little pouch of the salmon. It's let's see, almost 7 o'clock Eastern time, and I won't be eating anything else. I'll go to sleep. I'll probably get up early so I can get over to that vendor in the morning, that broker, and get out of there early. I'm heading to South Carolina after that, and that'll be a pretty good drive, and at least I'll be heading south, so I look forward to that. But anyway, I'm probably getting ready to cut this off. You know, like I said, I wanted to go over nighttime driving, and I wanted to go over some food tips, and kind of reach out to you all and let you know that keto, in my opinion, this is just me, is just a great lifestyle, and I think it's very livable. I know people that's been doing it for years. Their energy levels have increased. Mine has. My energy levels increased, and so is my, I don't know how to say it. It's just, you just feel your thinking is better, your thoughts are more clear, your rest. Now, I've been through a lot, you know, in the past year or so, so my brain still has a lot to go through, but when I do get to sleep, it's very, very good quality sleep, and most of the time I don't need but 4 to 5 hours. I don't need 8 to 10 anymore. And if I can get in a good walk or something like that, I really enjoy that in the evening, or like I said, you'll see me working out inside the showers at some of these rest stops, because I mean, it's just, it's easy. And usually the bathrooms are really big, and Beach Buy On Demand, you can pull up all their programs, you know, and I love doing those. They're great. But anyway, I'm going to wind this down, and you know, a lot of you out there may be missing something, or feel like something is missing in your life, and I just want to take a second to say that if it is, and you feel that there's just something that's not there and not right, consider prayer, consider a life with Christ, consider where your life could be with salvation, and having your priority and your purpose with God come first. There are so many things that I wish I could go back and redo years ago, but I truly believe that I was brought to this point in my life for a purpose and a reason, and I don't know what it is yet. I'm trying to be patient to learn to wait and see, but I don't want to miss out on the spirit of urgency any longer. And I'd found that I had a huge void in my life, that was filled just a couple years ago. I'd say 2016, summer 2016. Yeah. And ever since then, it has been a fight and a struggle, but it's been filling. Each and every day that I go forward, I see a little bit more behind the curtain of what's meant for me to be. So anyway, you're welcome to reach out to me. I'd love to talk to you about it if you have any spiritual questions or questions about God or anything like that that you may have that you may not want to ask other people. Maybe you just need to feel like you need to reach out to somebody. That would be me. I would love to, if you have any prayer requests or anything, I'd love to be the one to be able to pray for you. So I have people all around the country who pray for me every day, so I know I couldn't make it without those prayers. Very powerful because you have a direct connection with God at that point. So anyway, I'm going to shut this down for the night. I'm going to let this thing load up, and I hope you all are doing well. And for all you guys out there on the road, driving your truck, or company drivers, owner operators, all of you, we're all out here for the same purpose and the same reason, to support our families. It's our lifestyle, and we're doing something that we love. Just watch another truck go by. Make sure you don't hit my... Okay. Anyway, you guys stay safe out there. Remember what's important. Safety first, always. Paying attention out there on the road. I know we all get a little complacent, carried away, but don't be that guy. All right? And I hope you all have a great evening, and I will be reaching back out to you shortly. Good night.